In February 7, 1966, a big fire hit a large section of the city of Iloilo. The fire victims were then relocated to a government-reclaimed area just at the outskirts of the city, which later became the community of Barrio Obrero. Sister Filomena, one of the founding sisters, recalls,
How Assumption, Barrio Obrero was born. There was a big fire in the Iloilo city in Palapala. People lost their houses and properties. Several of them went back to their hometown and others still stayed behind. The government sent them to Barrio Obrero. Mother Immaculada with some of the old girls went to Barrio Obrero to see the situation of the fire victims. They saw many children who had no dress and looked hungry and sick.
the fire, which caused destruction to thousands of individuals, on the contrary, brought a different kind of fire to the hearts of a group of women who during that time felt the need to respond to the situation.
Mother Immaculada had a good idea how to feed these children. She organized the old girls to help her build the clinic and the classroom for the children and had them a feeding program.
The beginnings of AMA Incorporated indicated the role of the Religious of the Assumption as key in the organization and formation of women according to the spirit and mission of Saint Marie Eugenie and the Assumption educational philosophy. A group of mothers, both alumni and non-alumni, who were actively involved in the school, was organized to help in the sisters' work with the poor. The group then processed their identity, and after articles of incorporation was filed, Auxiliary Missionaries of the Assumption, or AMA Incorporated, was established on November 10, 1964. In 1967, AMA Incorporated leased from the government a 3-hectare piece of property located in Zone 2, Barrio Obrero. AMA Clinic was then built. A group of doctors came regularly to conduct free medical and dental checkup. Seeing the number of children who tagged along with their parents, AMA Incorporated thought of putting up a school and a convent for the sisters.
Community of sisters started to live here. Sor Maria Celsa, Maria Olga, Edith Marie, and yours truly, Filomena.
The school opened in 1968 with 3 preparatory sections and 3 volunteer alumni who served as class advisors. It was known as the Assumption Barrio Obrero.
What I can recall was that when it started, don't ask me about the year or wherever. We had that prayer group. No? So every time the nuns would suggest nga mo we do it. No? Especially so, we were a group that were parents of our children in Assumption, but we were not alumni. So we started going to, since may kami tanto activities with Barrio Obrero, we started going there.
Initially, the approach in helping the people was dole out in nature. The school fees and school supplies were free of charge, and the feeding program was conducted where the amas personally took time serving the students. Although beneficial, these interventions were not formative in nature. The school had to change from being an institution of dole-out to being a facilitator for community organizing. In 1975, the school saw its first batch of graduates. These students, who witnessed the initial transformation of their community, carried with them the seeds of Assumption philosophy of education. After the first batch of graduates, the school faced imminent closure because of limited funds, but still, it remained steadfast. Sister Marie Manuel, as school principal, as well as the first CCWA superintendent, initiated home visitations and Bible sharing in the different community areas with the teachers. With the help of the school superintendent, Sister Maria Carmen Reyes, the school articulated a new curriculum which was community-oriented and community-based to respond better to the needs of the child in the context of Barrio Obrero. This gave birth to Community-Based Health Program, or CBHP, an effective tool in helping the poor cope with their problems by empowering and getting them involved in the community through primary health care. Then Sister Rosa Lima Ladrido was the driving force behind this. Because of this, the school changed its identity in keeping with the direction and the mission it had undertaken. And so the school assumed the name Assumption Socio-Educational Center, or Asec. This sense of renewal brought forth a new dynamism in the school and the community of Barrio Obrero. Eventually, the immersion and work camp experiences made an impact on the school alumni who were then in college at that time. They were inspired to go back and volunteer in Asec. Thus, in 1986, Sister Margarita Guadalupe, Community Superior and CCWA Superintendent, welcomed the 12 of them to be part of the school. This was the beginning of the AMA Volunteer Program, or AVP. The fire that consumed the hearts of the founders, the AMA Incorporated, 50 years ago, continued to burn in the hearts of Asec and the community of Barrio Obrero. Guided by St. Marie Eugenie's charism of Assumption education, Asec continues to journey forward and remains steadfast and true to its vision and mission of transformative education.